recording and more people will join in. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. Welcome back to another Wealth Wednesdays hosted by Cam and myself, and of course, all of the Utopians. The objective of our calls are to communicate together back and forth and find a way for us to overcome barriers that we're facing in our businesses right now. Because right now I find the most absurd thing to be is staying on the exact same problem over and over again for weeks after week. So why don't we just work together to pull each other up so we never dwell upon a problem for more than 1 week long? So whatever problem or barrier that you guys see right now, let's work together to overcome it. So I'm going to be basically giving the mic to you guys for you guys to ask us questions. Any questions that you guys want to ask, go ahead. And this is collective progression. So I don't have to just be answering them all. Cam doesn't have to be answering them all. Any questions that you guys want to answer yourselves, go for it as well. But let's go ahead and take some turns. So let's move quick. These are like sprints, like whatever burning desire questions that you have, ask those. So we give time for every single person inside of here. Sounds cool?
Perfect. Yeah.
Beautiful. So who wants to go first? Anyone have a burning question that they want to ask?
Actually, yes, I have one. Can I start?
Go for it. Absolutely,
Perfect.
Go for it.
Okay, perfect. My question is regarding conversion rate optimization. And now I have, for one of my clients, the Shopify store product pages, I turn these product pages to be as a long form educational sales pages. Okay.
Cool.
So, and of course, my client media buyer is sending traffic to these pages.
Yeah.
So my question is, should I also create for my client as a CRO expert, create for him landing pages? And if the answer is yes, how can I differentiate the content between these long form educational sales pages and landing pages?
So someone's mic is echoing in the background.
Yeah.
Can you just
Yeah.
Okay, there, I just got it. Sorry about that. Okay, so I totally get it. So conversion rate optimization, you're trying to understand when you should be making new changes. Whose mic is can you guys, everyone, please mute your mics if you guys don't mind? Thank you very much. Okay, so the question over here, guys, is basically conversion rate optimization. When should a CRO expert start creating different landing pages for the different steps of the funnel? So you got to look at the different steps of the funnel, my friend. Top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom. Bottom of funnel, you will always have a separate landing page than you do from the main funnel right now. I basically use that as a squeeze page. The only objective of this specific page is to give them a unique offer to purchase from you and handle all the remaining objections, as well as providing social proof on this page. That's the objective of that page. So that's bottom of funnel of people who visited the site, added to cart, and had the highest purchase intention to buy from you. I have a unique squeeze page for every e-com brand I've ever had, and we always optimize that. So like, for example, my friend Kobe Gatsby, he's a really great guy on Twitter. He does the same thing. And he tells me he's on version 27 of that same squeeze page. He always runs A/B tests towards it using Google Optimize. And he does one independent variable change for each of them to keep on boosting conversion rates. So a squeeze page that you cannot go back to the homepage of the website. The squeeze page only goal is either you buy or you shut the page. That's it. That's all they do. And if they don't buy from that page, then they're probably not going to be buying from you at all. And that's it. Then the top of the funnel, you could use your main homepage or your main landing page that you've been using for now. Another test that I've been doing as of right now has been having a very long video ad that goes and basically qualifies the audience on a 3-minute video ad. I bring them to a very beautifully written direct response page. And then it's like a big, massive blog. And someone who does this well is Boom by Cindy Joseph. They do a very well job with this. It's like a blog page. Then at the way bottom of the page, it says learn more about the offer. You click that button. And then from there, it brings you to a buy now page. So that is another test. So you have to be testing out different funnels. You're never going to just look at one landing page. You want to see the entire funnel as an entirety. And then from there, you're going to optimize the specific steps of the funnel. Does that make sense?
Sounds good. Okay, but what if my the current product pages is already as a long form educational sales pages?
That's totally fine. That product page is there for your top of the funnel or middle of the funnel. Bottom of funnel, you need a completely unique one because now the person clicked the same page 3 times and they haven't bought yet. That means there's something that's missing from their objections from that page. So add a squeeze page as soon as possible.
Okay, what about the content for this landing page, if you don't mind?
Sure. For the squeeze page, like I said, it's going to be about social proof. And it's like reviews, social proof, and a unique offer. That is it. You don't have to handle any other objections. They just need a reason to buy. They just need a good enough offer. They're at, I don't know if you're familiar with the 5 stages of awareness. They are most aware at this point, and all they need is a unique offer to get them to buy. So give them some urgency, some scarcity, and get them to buy with a unique offer and some social proof. Simple.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
No problem. What's next, guys? Anyone else have a question that they want asked for marketing, their business, their offer, agencies, positionings, anything? It could be anything that you guys want.
Wiz, there was a question in the Utopia in the comments by Joshua, and it was about like why to start an agency or how to start an agency with Webflow. I figured I'll just touch on that while we're here. So basically, if anyone doesn't know, what I do is essentially I run a Webflow agency and build websites for people. I started on Twitter, but now I've branched out to a bunch of different areas. The reason you want to start with Webflow is honestly because it's the easiest thing to build with, or if you have no experience in the field, if you want to get into web design, Webflow is where you start. The reason businesses need Webflow websites and not, your standard landing page builder like a card, a ClickFunnels or anything like that is because you want to be able to expand and scale as big as possible. So if you've got your standard CMS, like a Shopify or anything like that, you've got your blog plugin, same with Webflow, right? You can sell e-commerce products, you can build a blog, you can write case studies. These are all important things that you need to grow your business. So that's the why. The how, I've got a couple notes written down here. The how, there's 3 things you need to learn. You need to learn branding, you need to learn design, and you need to learn development. If you can learn all 3 and you can do it all yourself, which is what I do, then great. But if you want to nail down one of those 3 and then hire the rest, the best place to start is Upwork or Utopia or Twitter. I found the 3 people that I've worked with in the past from all those 3 different places. So those are the places you want to look for to fill either branding, to fill design, or fill development, because those are the 3 skills you need. And then a 4th, if you don't want to get on sales calls yourself, is a sales closer. So you want to be contacting and reaching out to different people in different industries and seeing if they need a website, directing them to a sales call, showing them your past results, because that's honestly the best way that I've closed in the past, case studies, results like that. And then those are the only 2 calls you need to get on, is the sales call and then the handover call once you've finished your website. So I think it was Joshua Tan. I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions, mate, feel free to message in the chat.
And one thing I want to quickly add to that is the easiest way to actually get those clients would be to, of course, get the case studies. Is you want to go reach out to big accounts on social media and post it on your social media account saying, hey, I just made this page for Rogue Wealth. Hey, I just made this page for Wiz and Cam. I made this page for all of these big guys. Let them start implementing it. If they implement it, you now have a kick-ass case study to use, and they'll help you get more clients and customers as well.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I did when I was starting out. I built 3 sites. I built one for all the wizards on Twitter. I built one for Wiz of Ecom. I built one for Cold Email Wizard, and then one for SaaS Wiz. With those pages, I've now been able to leverage those case studies since the beginning, all the way up until now, and I still use them now to this day. So it's been a great way to scale from 0 to what I'm doing now. So those case studies will serve you for the rest of your career.
Mm-hmm. Joshua, are you in here?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks for the replies. There's one thing I'm struggling with is that for me, web design, there's no recurring, monthly fees that you can really charge. So is there a way to add a downsell, upsell where, you can add in that recurring piece to that puzzle?
Yeah, so I in the past, I haven't offered that myself. Obviously I face the same problem as you, right? So I'm now countering that problem by offering a monthly hosting and upkeep offer. So the best business you want to model is called Design Dash, and it's run by a guy called Yusuf. He's a super successful web designer, and I'm modeling what he's doing. So basically what you offer to the businesses that you work with is unlimited design requests within reason, right? You give them a list of requests that they can ask for, and then you'll service them anytime within 24 to 48 hours to update their website. But that's probably more something you want to do when you have a team. in the early days, what you want to try and do is probably conversion rate optimization.
Yeah.
I've spoke with Wiz about this in the past, and basically what that means is you install apps like Google Analytics, you install apps like Hotjar, Facebook, I suppose, if you have experience in that space, but I don't, so I won't speak on that. But what you want to test is 2 different landing pages using Google Optimize. So that's something you probably want to write down, is Google Optimize allows you to split the traffic for free between 2 different landing pages. And then you make a small change on one of the pages, which allows you to test which change works better. And you provide those analytics to the business, and then you can serve them every single month, making new changes every like 2 to 3 weeks.
Because now the client is like, hey, every time I stay with you, I'm paying you 1.5K a month, but you're boosting my conversion rate by 0.5% every month, and I'm making another $10,000 to $15,000. It's not a lot of work from you on your side of things. It's realistically one test every 2 weeks based off of a specific page. So homepage, you'll have one test every 2 weeks. Product page, one test every 2 weeks. You want one independent variable, and then these guys are going to start seeing results, and then yeah, they stay with you month over month over month. Simple. Does that make sense, Joshua?
That's the blueprint. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Beautiful. We also have Cash in here. Cash Omar. Cash Omar, actually, for those who don't know, has ran my Facebook ads in the past for multiple of my brands. One of our clients' brands, I think he spent well over $1 million in a month as well. Cash, you remember the cleaner brand? So basically, as of right now, Cash, I would love if you want to drop some knowledge over here on some BFCM, some Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies for like a couple minutes if you have some time.
Sure, Wiz. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing good. This is my first time in this group calls. I really love the way you guys are sharing information and asking questions. So I'm here. I would love to answer any questions you guys have related to Facebook ads, Google ads, or any paid marketing. I would love to answer those questions.
My main question for you right now is like, what are your plans for some Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like campaign structures and strategies, and even creatives? How do you plan this out?
Yeah, well, this is actually the best time to start planning for your Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all those days, because a lot of people have misconfusions about they start their planning and their work on the last week of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So this week, this year, the Black Friday is in the last week of November 26th and 27th of the year. I think there's other dates. And what we are doing for our brands right now is we started structuring our landing pages, because landing pages are the first thing you should be working on, because you have an offer in your mind, like you are going to sell a bundle, you're going to sell up buy one, get one free, something like that, whatever offer you have. Start putting that offer into your landing pages, because the major mistake I have seen people doing that in the industry is they use that same product page which they already have for the product or the services, and they start putting more traffic onto that page. But I think the best way to get more out of it, more out of the season, is to start creating landing pages. And if you don't start creating landing pages now, you don't have enough time to optimize them and to see what's good and what's not. So I would recommend everyone who's planning to have a great season, start. I think a lot of guys already have the offers in their mind, like what they're going to promote, what offer they're going to use. So start putting that into the landing pages. That's the first step. And then after that, creatives is the most important part of everything. Creatives take a lot of time. Creative takes a lot of your brain power, a lot of your creative power, and all that. So if you start doing it in this month, like October and the start of September, then you have 2 months, September and October, to actually put the ideas into the table, brainstorm on them, and then create the ideas into reality, and then see if there's any automation left into them which you can do. So this is the current ones. September and October is all about creatives and landing page. And then in the start of November, the first 2-3 weeks is the time of capturing as much data as you can, because in the days of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the CPMs goes way higher. The CTR is also higher, but CPCs also go very high. So the first 2-3 weeks of November is always the time to capture as much data as you can. Start creating the spice in the market, like you are bringing an offer in the market. Start making the awareness, and in the name of awareness, start capturing data. If you talk about Facebook ads, Facebook Pixel is a super important part of that. And the more data you have in your pixel in the first few weeks of November, you can better utilize that data in the last week of November to actually capitalize and bring more revenue. Because in the last week of November, if you are running cold ads, prospecting ads, it's going to be expensive for you. But you have data in your pixel and you use that data as a retargeting, as a callback campaign, then it's going to be much lower cost.
Yeah, I remember 2 years ago, I worked with Cash for a few of our brands, 7-figure clients, and some of our own as well, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and we made about 120 something creatives. And the teams were like freaking out how they were going to do this. And Cash had this idea to like, why don't we go and capture leads for the clients? So about 3 weeks before BFCM, he created this landing page with an offer, just offers. The only objective of that landing page was to capture emails. There was an embedded form to capture emails, and there was an exit intent, and it was about the BFCM offer. If you sign up, you're guaranteeing your slot for this BFCM offer. All you got to do over here is just enter your email, and we'll keep you updated. So we retargeted that. This was for a subscription company. The customer acquisition cost that they wanted was $50, and because of this campaign, we were hitting $9 to $12 cost per acquisitions, which was like, and it was unreal, right? So I feel like that's another power play as well, is get data for the pixel and get data or just get a lot of email captures as well, do an offer page so you can capture as many people as possible.
Yeah, that's my actual point. Is a lot of guys, a lot of people out there, they don't start promoting their offer in the start of the November. They always do on the days of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But if you start your offer on the Black Friday day, you're already missing a lot of the junk, which is in the past week.
And so, sorry, one last question, Cash, really quickly, is what % of the budget should be allocated to starting your ads early in November? Like, is it 10% of the budget, 20%? How would you ramp up the budget for the first few weeks of November, 3 weeks before BFCM?
Well, it's not any fixed percentage of the budget you start with. What I recommend everyone is start with the lower budget, whatever your capacity is, and see if the response is good on those offers which you are making the awareness out there. Start spending more and more. Even I've seen brands who are spending 30 to 40% of their budget to just make the awareness of their offer out there, and capturing lead and all that, because they're going to cash it out on the days of the BFCM. And also, there's one other thing I want to point out is a lot of guys start promoting their offer on the main offer on the day of BFCM. I think it's also they're losing a lot of chunk on the table. Is if you start promoting your offer 2 days or 3 days earlier than Black Friday, it's going to make a very great impact, because the campaigns you are launching 3 days before the BFCM with the exact offer, these 3 days will give those campaign a really good warm-up time. And then when the BFCM the day hit, you just raise the budget, and this campaign actually starts spending good, and you'll see great results on that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Cash. That was glorious. That's a masterclass breakdown right there alone for BFCM. So thank you so much for that. Does anyone have any questions for Cash, or does any other questions in general? Cam, I think someone asked you a question right now in the chat section over here. You guys remember, it doesn't matter what your question is. It could be as simple and basic as possible, or it could be something so advanced. We're going to do what we can to help out. And it's amazing that you guys are sitting here listening and absorbing this value, because you guys are becoming masters of multiple trades over here. And that's what we want to have. But don't forget, ask your questions. Whatever you're stuck on, we can go ahead and solve it together, so you don't have to think about it. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. We can answer anything that you guys have as much as possible.
Just to touch on the question in the chat really quick. If you have websites in your portfolio that aren't in a certain niche that you're trying to target, go ahead and create some, like you said, like fake sites, but try and model it after a business that already exists. Don't just create a fake site for a fake business. Create a website for, let's say you're doing clothing, go and build a website, a redesign for Nike. Like, go and do something that will relate with the customer and do it for who they aspire to be. So don't go and make a fake site for a fake business. Go and make one for who you're targeting and who they're aspiring to be. Because in their mind, when you're making that sale or making the trying to close them on the sale, you can say, hey, look, do you want to be like Nike, or do you want to be like Apple? It's very easy to sell someone on that. So I hope that answers your question.
Beautiful. Cash, someone has a really good question for you right now. Also, any thoughts on
Yeah.
the iOS conversion changes, solutions for better tracking besides G Analytics?
Yep, I was looking at the chat, and thank you so much for the question. Actually, I start with Chris. He's asking like, I'm currently trying to optimize a Facebook ad funnel for $68 information product in the music production niche. What time frame should I be looking for to go from break even to a 2 to 3x? So, Chris, every product, even within the same niche, if you talk about selling the same wallet as someone else selling, and you start selling it, and someone get their success and their break-even ROI or the good ROI in the first week, and someone get it in 30 days. So don't look for exact time frame period, because Facebook ads is super dynamic. Sometimes something hit very quick, sometimes something hit very late. So there's not any fixed time frame. Always take decisions on 3 to 4 days of your campaign performance and see what things are doing good for you and what not. The things which are doing good for you, take a rapid action on them, and the things which are not doing bad for you, just pause them as it is. So there's not any fixed time frame, like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks you will see good potential. Maybe you can see good results on the first week depending on your spend. For example, if you're spending $10 a day, it's going to take 7 days to spend $70 and to get $70 of worth of data to optimize. And if you're spending $70 a day, you will be seeing that same amount of data in just one day. So it's completely dependent on the amount of spend you are doing, and then analyze how much time I need to go break even and 2 or 3x ROI.
Beautiful.
And the second question you have asked is um, also iOS 14 is hurting everyone in the Facebook industry a lot, because it's not tracking all the data into the campaigns, and it's very harmful for everyone doing Facebook ad, because if you don't see your data into your campaigns, you cannot make a decision based on the campaigns. You cannot see which one is doing good or not. So UTM parameters are super important in the current days of Facebook ads. Always use UTM parameters into your ads and track them into Google Analytics, like how they're performing. Before iOS 14 update, it was very easy to actually look at which campaign, which ad set, which ad is doing good for you inside your ad manager. But now you have to use UTMs in air, and then I use two screens always. One screen for Facebook ads and one screen for Google Analytics, and I always check out which campaign have performed on what level in the Google Analytics. So I can see exactly like which campaign, which ad, and which creative have generated how much of traffic and sales, and then I optimize the campaign based on that. So if you're not doing UTMs in your ads, you are not really doing Facebook ad, because you're not seeing the data into your campaign. So UTMs are important.
Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, we also have a branding expert who just joined the call right now. We have Sam Wild. She actually does all of the branding for Utopia. She's done branding for multiple of my brands as well, and e-com brands too. So does anyone here have any questions when it comes to branding or positioning or branding a store or agency, whatever it may be? You guys can go ahead and ask in the chat, or you guys could put your mics on and go ahead and ask as well, okay?
A small question, a small answer I want to give. I see a question from Yeti. Is it worth running an ad for engagement first to get social proof and then use that same post ID for running conversion? Yes, it is a good and it's bad all in the same time. If we remember, we used to do that in our early startup days. When we started hitting the e-commerce and Facebook ads, all that, we used to run our new ads into the worldwide targeting to capture a lot of we can say social proof on the post, and then we use that same post into conversion ad. So it is good. It is not like it's bad, but it's good in a sense that give you social proof, and it's bad in a sense like it's feeding bad data into your pixel. Because remember, when you're doing engagement ads, the objective of the campaign is always engagement, but people also click on the ad, they go on your website, they surf around your website. This means you are feeding the wrong person onto your website. Remember, Facebook pixel is very critical and very important part of your all marketing. You have to feed the pixel properly, good and solid data, because all your conversion campaigns are being optimized on the pixel events. So it's like a dog. If you don't train him to have a food on the right place, it's not going to be like that. So always make sure your pixel have solid data. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth feeding. It's worth doing engagement ad for social proof and feeding bad into your pixel. So I don't recommend that, and I don't do that anymore. But I used to do that in the start days because I really like the social proof. As a
Yeah, I remember
customer,
that.
if I think about a customer, when a customer sees the ad, they always look for the comments, what other people are saying about it. So it's good in that sense, but it's
If
not worth
anything,
it.
if anything, just retarget all of your old clients or customers, or send out an email to all the people who bought from you who like the product, and get them to comment on your winning ad saying how much they love the product. Right? If you want social proof, get social proof that actually has tangible reviews and actually has tangible feedback that people like the product, and then get them to comment on the ads for you guys.
Yeah,
If
I
that would be the
agree with
best move.
yeah, I agree with this. Rather than having hundreds of comments, just have 5 comments with good value. They will be equal in worth of value.
Yeah, the one thing that we all got to make sure for anything, doesn't matter if you guys are an agency owner or an e-com brand, we always want tangible reviews from people. I see too many reviews of shit like I love it. And I've tweeted this on Twitter and it gets like 15 likes. So I delete the tweet. It's absurd, but people always get comments like, I love it. I love their agency. I love their product. That does nothing for people. But if you go into a product page and they're like, this product made me feel and look 10 years younger. It was so smooth on my skin. And I even got all my mom's best friends buying it as well. That review is going to handle more objections. So when you guys are getting the reviews from your customers for the ads or for your product page or for your whatever it may be, you guys always want to make sure you get tangible reviews. And the best way, in my opinion, to do this is by giving them a quick questionnaire of some sort. You can get them to do review videos, or you can get people to do review messages to you. And whatever they give you a review for, you're going to give them a reward of some sort. And you want to ask questions like this: what was your life like before you found this brand or this agency? What is life like now? What challenges were you facing? And how are those challenges fixed today? And what are the results that you're seeing with the product / the agency right now? Get these types of questions. This call is recorded. It'll be posted in Utopia, but get these types of questions and send them out in an email to make sure that you guys are getting tangible reviews so you guys could actually boost the bloody conversion rates. Something really cool on the topic of reviews, by the way, guys, is funnel-based reviews on different steps of the funnel. On a homepage, you never want to have reviews about a specific individual product unless you have like a one product store. On the homepage, you always want to have reviews about the brand. This is something that I learned from a Yotpo event that I went to in New York in 2019, as they have reviews on different steps of a funnel. So the homepage, you have reviews about the brand. Product page, about the specific product or complementary products. And on the cart page, you want to have reviews about how amazing the shipping is and how amazing the brand is. Those are the types of reviews. All of these reviews have like tried and tested data behind it that tell you that it boosts the conversion rates overall. So that's just like a small little nugget of value for you all as well.
Yep, I completely agree with this because reviews are super important. Even if you have to give your profit out to just get a review, like if you are reaching out to a customer who already bought something from you, and if you have 50% margin of profit in the product, leave that margin and give that product 50% off to the customer just to get a good review out of him. Because a single review can give you so many more sales, because all the customer, especially in 2021, all the customer out there, they don't trust the brands out there because there's so much saturation. They trust what their customer are saying about them. So always put a huge focus on your reviews.
So does anyone else have any other questions? I can extend this. I know a few people are busy, but I can extend this for a little longer because I postponed my 9:30 meeting to 10. So if anyone has any other questions, go ahead and ask, whatever it may be. Guys, this is collective progression. Cash just hopped in here and started answering people's questions. This is what Utopia is all about. We're pulling each other up instead of kicking each other down. So what other questions do you guys have? Unmute your mics and let's go ahead and start speaking over here.
Hey, Wiz. So if you're doing an email marketing campaign for companies that are in a small niche, so something like small manufacturers whose products require electrical components, what would your process be like for just getting a list of their company names?
So you're doing B2B over here? Is this business to business or is this direct to the consumer? Can you explain the business a little bit more to me so I understand it?
So I do, I'm a data analyst, so I get emails for marketing agencies. So this one is for a business to business company.
Okay, and then just repeat the question again. I'm just a little bit confused. You're sending campaigns to businesses and you're trying to find new leads for this business to add people into your email list, or what's the question?
Yeah, so well, the question is about finding a list of companies. So if you're trying to expand your customers and you're trying to find in a very particular niche, so something that's small, like small manufacturers, how would you go about finding them?
That's something maybe Cam can touch up on. I don't do any sort of like outreaches and any processes like that. I just have people coming to my site because of Facebook ads or any other traffic sources that people come in from, where I can target people directly with paid versions. People would come to my site and I would have a pop-up on my website that incentivizes them with a very unique offer, and then I capture their emails accordingly from that. But if you're looking for more B2B based, maybe Cam can touch up on some resources for you. Cam, you there?
In the camp, actually have meeting. He
Oh
left.
shit!
He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
hit me
Okay.
in the Utopia with any questions.
Shoot. Okay. Yeah, I apologize for that one, Rob. You know what? Shoot me a message after this. I have a list inside of my computer on one of my older documents that I have a list of different sites that you could potentially find people from. And there's actually a few posts in Utopia. So I'll tag you in all of those, but shoot me a message and I'll send you all the entire list. Sounds cool?
Awesome. I appreciate it, Wiz. Thanks, man.
No problem. Otherwise, any other questions? Anyone else have anything burning?
Yeah, I actually have a question.
Okay, let's go John first and then we'll go to the next.
So how do you stay productive and focused while working for hours?
Dude, that is a glorious question. Right now, I'm obsessed with organizational structures, and Cash remembers this as well, as I work in sprints. Basically, what I do is I define all of my companies. I have departments, right? So if we're looking at what do you have? Do you have an agency? Do you have an e-commerce fund? What are you doing?
I have an email marketing agency right now.
Beautiful. Email marketing agency, you have 5 main buckets over here. Email marketing agency is you have your business foundations, you have your prospecting and close, you have your onboarding, you have your actual work, and you have your reporting and optimization. For each of these, I come up with KPIs and specific goals that I want to reach for. So some specific KPIs would be, I want 15 clients by the end of this year. To do that, I'm going to break everything off into specific quarters. For this entire quarter, here's how I'm going to reach each of the KPIs that I made a promise to myself and help me move forward towards each of those KPIs. So what I'm doing over here is, now I know how I'm going to reach it, how I'm going to take a huge step forward for this entire quarter coming up. And then I break it down based off of 15-day sprints. I do 15-day sprints where every single other Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, I write out everything I will accomplish within these next 15 days that will help me reach the specific goal for the quarter, which helps me reach the specific goals for the entire year. So I define them, and every other Sunday I review it and see if I actually reached them all. And with my team as well, I say, Cam, I need this website live. Cash, we need at least 15 new ads live. And we define all of these to make sure that we're moving forward and progressing. I feel like the biggest issue when it comes to productivity right now is people aren't working purposefully. People aren't working in the right direction at the right time. People are just, they define a few tasks here and there, and a lot of them are futile, and it just keeps them busy, which demotivates the individual. Define every single Sunday, define what you're going to be working on for the next 7 days based off that sprint. And then every single night before. So I don't like planning out on a Sunday. Here's what I'm doing on Thursday. Here's what I'm doing on Friday. No, that kills creativity. I plan out my next day the night before. So today's Wednesday, I'm going to be planning out my Thursday tonight based off of the task list that I know I got to do for this entire sprint. So I think that's helped me out tremendously. And the second thing is something that Brother Lobo taught me is, do not rely on motivation. Motivation only gets you so far. There's 3 ways to get tasks done. Number 1 is motivation, you'll be demotivated in 2 weeks. Number 2 is your willpower. This is where you're cultivating habits in your favor to help you reach the specific person you want to be, and you're working towards on a daily basis to help yourself get there. And number 3 is your environment. Your back's against the wall. It's either you adapt to these new habits or you die. It's like you're living in Antarctica and you're like, you have to build an igloo right now and you have to build a fire or you're dying. And that's the most influential way to actually get some work done. So if you can, in your head, somehow change your mindset, this is what I do. And I always put myself in a situation where there's a lot of urgency and I feel like my back's against the wall or else shit will fall apart. That's what always keeps me like on edge to always accomplish more and more and more. And plus, you got to convince yourself that you love the feeling of an accomplished day at the end of the day. I didn't at first. I have ADHD and I'm like, it's so difficult for me to read. It's like dyslexia. So what I do is I would start telling myself at the end of every single day, I love the day. I feel so good that I accomplished all my work. I didn't believe it for the first 2 weeks, but I told myself, and now I reframe my entire mind. And now I believe what I want to believe, and I love the feeling of an accomplished day at the end of the day.
Thank you, Wiz. That was really helpful.
No problem. I spoke quick, but this call is recorded, so you can listen back to that part over there as well. I know someone else was asking a question as well. Anyone else?
Yeah. All right, Wiz, I had a question. Like, I started out email marketing for content creators because I was writing for my own. I had around 35-40% open rate.
Cool.
So I started on, So I started like when I'm offering, like when I'm sending them DMs or Twitter and asking for a call or all that. I'm not sure. Like I should when I'm offering them the service, should I offer they will give me the bullet points and I expand on that, or I write the whole emails for them, everything right from the start to the end. I'm not sure about that.
So this is what you're gonna do. If you're reaching out to people on Twitter, number one, first thing you want to do is you want to write them an email for free. Like, hey, if I was writing for you, here's what an email would be if I was writing for you. And you tweet it on Twitter and you reach out to them in the DMs to let them know that. So this gets you on their radar. But what to actually write about? Because I was asking the same question because people want their own personality written in the email. So what I had someone interview me every single Friday, and they asked me a list of questions. They asked me what are you passionately learning about right now. They would ask me specific questions for 10 minutes, and then from there they would write the email about my personal brand accordingly. So that's the best thing to do. Every single week or every bi-weekly, you can reach out to your client, ask them a list of 10, 12 questions, quick 10 minutes in and out, and now you have multiple days worth of content, and you can even use their tweets and the content that they post on social media to help you write the emails as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, brother.
No problem, guys. Otherwise, I think that is it for today's session, unless someone is like burning for some question that they want answered. That is it for today's session, guys. This is what Utopia is all about. We're going to be doing this weekly. We have so many huge names coming on board. We have a Discord coming. We're going to make sure that the world knows about the Utopians. Utopians are going to become a household bloody name, and the Utopia will make more millionaires than any other place in the entire world, and you guys can mark my words for this. So you guys are all Utopians. You guys are all a part of this mix. Don't forget to tweet this out on Twitter, tag myself, let the world know how powerful we are. You guys have gotten so much value from this. You guys are all expanding and growing your businesses from this. Make sure the world knows, and make sure that we can keep growing the Utopia so there's more value being dripped inside the Utopia every single bloody day. So otherwise, I love you all. I'm going to talk to you guys all soon. Okay? Take it easy.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Wiz. Bye-bye.